I mean, I'm surprised that y'all talked 2 weeks before. This, to me, I'm like, okay, there must have been some tension leading up to it. Like, y'all must have been on bad terms, something. One last question. If he were to call you up and say, yo, let's work it out, would you do it?
I don't want to talk to that nigga.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to that nigga, like, you know.
Yo, what's good, fam? Your boy back with another one. Today, we diving deep into some Louisiana street politics that's about to blow your mind, no cap. Y'all remember when NBA YoungBoy dropped that track Nutsy and the whole state went wild? Well, let me break it down for you. This ain't just about a song. This is decades of beef, murder charges, and two legends from the same city who went from family to enemies real quick. See, when YB said Nutsy on that track, he wasn't just name dropping, he was reopening old wounds Boosie thought were buried forever. We talking about a murder case that nearly sent Boosie to death row, a street legend who got his head blown off, and how Baton Rouge has been split ever since. This is the type of stuff that changes everything, gang. To really understand how we got here, we gotta go back to the start. NBA YoungBoy and Boosie are both from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but their relationship is way more complicated than most people think. Baton Rouge ain't that big, probably around 220,000 people, so when two superstars rise from the same city, paths are bound to cross. Boosie had been holding it down in BR since the early 2000s. He was already a legend, while YoungBoy was just a kid running around the neighborhood. Lil Boosie came up with C-Lock, dropping classics, while YB was probably still in elementary school. But here's the thing about Baton Rouge, it's divided. You got North Baton Rouge, South Baton Rouge, and different wards that don't always mix. Boosie is from the south side, the bottom area, while YoungBoy reps the north. That geographical difference might sound small, but in street politics, it carries a lot of weight. When YoungBoy started making waves around 2015, 2016, Boosie was already an established legend. At first, there was mutual respect. Boosie recognized talent when he saw it, and YoungBoy knew to respect the OGs who paved the way. They weren't beefing at all. In fact, they were cool as hell. Now here's where it gets wild, fam. The first cracks in their relationship weren't even about a direct beef. It was about respect and protocol. YoungBoy was blowing up faster than anyone expected. His YouTube numbers were insane, street credibility solid, and major labels starting to take notice. But with that came some attitude, and some folks felt he wasn't giving proper respect to the legends before him. Boosie started feeling some type of way when YB wasn't clearing tracks or showing the Louisiana love like it should. In one interview, Boosie said he jumped on it and tried to clear things with other artists, including Freedom, but he wasn't sure what went wrong with Top.
When YoungBoy first started, I jumped on they shit and cleared all they shit for him, you know. All they artists, you know, I fuck with Freedom, you know. But, you know, I don't know what the fuck happened with Top, bro. I don't know what.
What Bowie was talking about is how he used to clear samples and help other Louisiana artists get their music out. But when it came to YoungBoy, something shifted. Maybe it was label politics, maybe it was personal. Either way, that mutual respect wasn't there anymore. That's when the subliminal shots started flying. Boosie felt disrespected, and in Louisiana, disrespect a legend and there are consequences. The streets started picking sides. You were either Team Boosie or Team YB, and that division has been tearing Baton Rouge apart ever since. At the height of their beef, Boosie didn't hold back. He made it clear YB was out of line and wasn't showing proper respect. Boosie had put in work for Louisiana hip-hop, opened doors for the younger generation, and felt YB was acting ungrateful. The beef escalated when they began dropping direct references to each other in songs. YoungBoy would spit bars people read as shots at Boosie, and Boosie responded with his own subliminals. Fans were eating it up, but the streets were getting divided. Boosie was basically saying YB needed to know his place and respect the OGs who paved the way. The young cat was moving reckless and needed to be checked. But here's what shocked everyone. They actually squashed the beef for a moment. We're talking about a legendary phone call with Kevin Gates, Fredo Bang, Boosie, and NBA YoungBoy all on the line. This wasn't just any conversation. This was Louisiana royalty coming together to kill the drama. Boosie spoke about it in his interview with Real Emotion. That call happened right after he took his plea deal for his federal case, during a heavy time in his life, family problems, legal pressure, the possibility of going to prison. That conversation meant everything to him. He said, "I needed that phone call." Once things started moving in the right direction, it looked like Louisiana was about to be unified again. Boosie even talked about doing a whole tape with YoungBoy. Fans were hyped, the streets were happy, and it seemed like the beef was dead and buried. Kevin Gates likely played a role in making that call happen. He's always been a peacemaker in Louisiana, trying to keep the family together. Fredo Bang, being Boosie's cousin, had motivation to see the beef end too. Here's some real tea that not everyone talks about. Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, is one of NBA YoungBoy's biggest fans. No cap, this young shorty bumps YB music heavy. That probably influenced Boosie wanting to squash the beef. Imagine being Boosie and your own son comes to you like, "Daddy, why are you beefing with my favorite rapper?" That hits different when it's family. Tootie Raw has likely been in his dad's ear about ending the beef, and Boosie, being a good father, listened. Tootie Raw represents the new generation of Louisiana fans who just want good music and unity. Having his own son as a YoungBoy fan likely made Boosie realize the beef was bigger than just him and YoungBoy. It was affecting the culture. Let me keep it 100 with y'all. Boosie knows he can't really go to war with NBA YoungBoy. It's not about fear, it's about being smart. YoungBoy has a different type of energy. This young cat is precise, and the streets know it. His reputation is unmatched. We're talking about someone who's been through it all: shootouts, arrests, people around him getting killed, and his music reflects that reality. And the streets respect that authenticity. When YoungBoy talks about violence in his songs, it's not just for entertainment, it's his reality. Boosie has been through enough legal battles to know that beefing with someone who really lives that life ain't worth it. He just beat a murder case, survived federal charges, and built a legitimate empire. Why risk all of that for a rap beef? Plus, YoungBoy is younger, hungrier, and has less to lose. Boosie has kids, businesses, and a legacy to protect. Sometimes the smartest move is to step back, and that's exactly what Boosie's been doing. The age gap matters too. Boosie's in his 40s now, with wisdom and perspective. YoungBoy is still in his early 20s, full of that reckless young energy. Boosie probably sees himself in YoungBoy and doesn't want the young cat to ruin his life over some pointless conflict. But don't get it twisted, Boosie ain't soft. He just knows when to pick his battles. Going to war with YoungBoy isn't one worth fighting, especially if they're from the same city and could be building together. Just when things seemed calm, YoungBoy dropped a bomb nobody saw coming. He released a song called Nussie. And when I say the streets went crazy, I mean they lost it. For context, Nussie was a street legend from Baton Rouge, murdered back in 2009. And here's the kicker, Boosie was charged with ordering that hit. We're talking about a case that nearly sent him to death row. And then YoungBoy casually drops a song with that man's name as the title. The timing was suspicious to say the least. Just weeks after that peace call, YoungBoy goes and releases a track that's guaranteed to piss Boosie off. Either he didn't think it through, or he was intentionally stirring the pot. Christopher Jackson, aka Nussie or Mr. Badazz, was one of the most feared and respected figures in Baton Rouge during the 2000s. This wasn't some random street cat. He was a legitimate legend. Nussie hailed from Easy Town, but heavily repped South Baton Rouge. He was making serious money, had his own crew, and even tried to transition into rap. The man owned his own club, Club 225, and truly lived the boss lifestyle. In one of his last interviews, he said, "I'm just a street dude trying to show I can rap. The streets really evolved for me. They support me. I did everything the old-fashioned way."
But Nussie had a ruthless reputation. He wasn't just a dealer. He was known for robbing other dealers, sometimes even people close to him. There are stories of him hitting his own father's connect, taking kilos and disappearing like a ghost. He also had beef with multiple people in Baton Rouge, including some tied to Boosie's circle. Tensions over territory, money, and respect, classic street politics were always present. Everything changed on February 9th, 2009. Nussy got gunned down at his house on America Street in Baton Rouge. The murder was brutal, multiple headshots, execution style. The streets immediately buzzed, and Boosie's name came up as the person who ordered the hit. The feds built their case around a teenage hitman named Michael Marlowe, also known as Mike Louding. He was allegedly Boosie's muscle and supposedly carried out multiple murders on Boosie's orders, including Nussy's. Prosecutors claimed Boosie put a $30,000 bounty on Nussy's head due to ongoing street beef and territorial disputes. They presented phone records, witness statements, and other evidence linking Boosie to the murder. He was painted as the mastermind behind multiple killings, including Nussy's execution. But when it came time for trial, their star witness changed his story. Marlowe Mike admitted he lied to get a better deal and that Boosie had nothing to do with the murders. Just like that, the case collapsed and Boosie beat the murder charges. However, the damage was already done. The streets knew what went down, and Nussy's name became forever tied to Boosie's legal troubles. Even though he was acquitted, whispers about what really happened that night lingered. The connection between Boosie and Nussy's murder came through Marlowe Mike's testimony. Prosecutors claimed Boosie was running a criminal enterprise using young killers to eliminate enemies. They said Nussy was targeted due to ongoing street beef and territorial disputes. They presented phone records, witness statements, and other evidence linking Boosie to the murder. He was painted as the mastermind behind multiple killings, including Nussy's execution. But when it came time for trial, their star witness changed his story. Marlowe Mike admitted he lied to get a better deal and that Boosie had nothing to do with the murders. Just like that, the prosecution's case collapsed and Boosie beat the murder charges. However, the damage was already done. The streets knew what went down, and Nussy's name became forever tied to Boosie's legal troubles. Even though he was acquitted, whispers about what really happened that night lingered. The connection between Boosie and Nussy's murder came through Marlowe Mike's testimony. Prosecutors claimed Boosie was running a criminal enterprise using young killers to eliminate enemies. They said Nussy was targeted due to ongoing street beef and territorial disputes. They presented phone records, witness statements, and other evidence linking Boosie to the murder. He was painted as the mastermind behind multiple killings, including Nussy's execution. But when it came time for trial, their star witness changed his story. Marlowe Mike admitted he lied to get a better deal and that Boosie had nothing to do with the murders. Without his testimony, the prosecution's case crumbled. Still, Boosie's reputation had taken a hit. People continued to associate him with Nussy's death. That's why YB dropping a song called Nussy was such a big deal. It reopened all those painful memories. Boosie's response was a mix of hurt and betrayal. In his interview, he made it clear how he felt about people bringing up the dead. He said if he had beef with someone while they were alive, that's one thing, but leaving the dead out of it was the rule. Even then, Boosie showed restraint. He could have gone nuclear on YB, dropped a devastating diss track, but he chose the high road. When asked about taking YB's call, he said, "I don't want to talk to him, but I do. You know, I don't play those games. I don't do stuff that hurts my own morals or my feelings." You could hear the pain in his voice. This wasn't just rap beef, this was personal. YB had crossed a line by bringing up Nussy, and Boosie felt betrayed because they had just made peace. The hurt ran deep because Boosie genuinely thought everything was squashed. He was ready to work with YB, ready to bring Louisiana together, and then YB dropped that Nussy song, reopening the deepest wound possible. The Nussy track changed everything between these two Louisiana legends. All the talk about making music together, gone. Baton Rouge unity, shattered. YB had opened old wounds Boosie thought were healed, and there was no going back. This whole situation shows just how complex street politics can get, especially when you're dealing with legends from the same city. Boosie and NBA YoungBoy should be building Louisiana up together, showing the world what Baton Rouge is really about. Instead, old beef and hurt feelings took over and ended at each other's throats. But here's the real tea. The beef probably isn't over. YB is young and doesn't seem concerned with consequences. Boosie is a legend who isn't going to let anyone disrespect him, even while trying to stay above the drama. Something tells me there are more chapters to this story before it's finished. At the end of the day, both of these guys are Louisiana royalty, and the state is big enough for both. But pride, ego, and street politics have them at each other's throats when they should be celebrating each other's success. Y'all let me know in the comments, was YB wrong for dropping that Nussy song? Should Boosie have responded differently? Do y'all think they'll ever be cool again? Drop your thoughts below, and make sure y'all subscribe for more real street politics breakdowns. Your boy's gonna keep bringing y'all the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it gets.